Hi, my name is Mia, and I have a stutter. I've had it for as long as I can remember, and my parents have tried everything to help me overcome it. I've seen more speech therapists than I can count, but none of it really makes any difference. I get extremely shy and hate talking in front of people I don't know very well. That definitely makes it worse. I kind of survived through my first several years at school by just not speaking much and not drawing attention to myself. But when I was 11, I went to a really big school with thousands of kids, and it was terrifying. Worse, the boys in my class noticed that I have a stutter and would make fun of me every time I opened my mouth. It made my life totally miserable and got to the point where I didn't really speak at all. This year, we got a new English teacher at school, and he is very enthusiastic and passionate about getting people to perform plays and poetry in class. I couldn't say a single line without going bright red and stuttering. Needless to say, I was starting to hate English for this reason, and I started trying to find excuses not to go. I would always conveniently be ill every Tuesday, until my mom noticed and forced me to go. Our teacher told us that for the end-of-year exam, we would have to perform a poem to the class. This was my absolute worst nightmare. I went to speak to him at the end of class to try and explain why I couldn't possibly do that. But I stuttered so much that I couldn't get the words out. One of the boys heard and kept saying, "Sir," at me for the rest of the day. I was so worried about the performance. I really didn't know how I was going to do it. Music was my favorite subject. I played the piano and was quite good at it if I was playing on my own. One day I was practicing a piece of music from the musical Lion King. I loved playing songs from musicals, imagining the performers on stage singing their hearts out to my playing. My English teacher walked past and complimented me on my playing. I blushed. Then he asked me something. He asked me to sing along to my playing. I tried to protest, but he told me to bear with him and try it. So I did. And I didn't stutter. And more than that, I actually sounded really good. Between us, we hatched a plan. The day of the poetry performance came. Everyone was really nervous because the grades we would get on this would go on our college application. Everyone was called up to the stage to recite their poem one by one. Eventually, it was just me to go. Some of the boys started laughing, saying that I'd never be able to do it. I just smiled to myself as I walked onto the stage. I tried to announce my poem, but I couldn't get the words out as I was stuttering too much. My heart was thudding in my throat. My palms were sweating and I felt dizzy. I was suddenly so nervous. What if I wasn't able to do this after all? I sat down at the piano and began to play the song I had written to go with my poem. And I began to sing. Suddenly, nothing else mattered. The music flowed to my fingers, and the words came easily to my lips. The audience was silent and in awe of how different I was on stage. I was in my element. At the end of my performance, the room was silent. Then it erupted into applause. That was the last time anyone bullied me or even so much as mentioned my stutter. In fact, I got the main part in the school musical, and my confidence has grown so much that my stuttering has improved a lot as well. Who knew that I just had to try something from a different perspective to succeed? Please share your opinions or stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.